Here we are,
Here
and
we are.
here we are. Let me just take a look to make sure everything's rolling and everything's fine. So,
I had to relocate 5 minutes before the stream.
Mm. Okay,
So we're in the
it's
living room.
nice. Alrighty. It looks like it's working,
Yeah.
according to, restream and stuff. So yeah. And what we'll do is we'll start off with a talking point before we listen to some of the tracks, give people a little bit
Oh
of
yeah.
time to get in.
That sounds
Um,
nice.
yeah. So, welcome to everyone who's here so far. I think we have, hey, Vox, good to see you again. And let's get to it. One thing that I was actually really interested in talking about,
Yeah.
um, what I was thinking about was how we start off the music production process, or not even just music production,
Oh
but the
yeah.
songwriting. What is the first thing that you start off with? Like, because I know that some people start off with some like keys sometimes, or some people start off with the guitar, and some people might start off with some kicks and snares or whatever. What is your take on that, Nora?
I think literally anything is a valid option because everyone has something that they feel more fluent in or more connected with. And like for me, that's chords. I can come up with chords really well, and I can feel like I can tell a story and portray emotions through chords better than I can anything else. So oftentimes my story or my song will start with the chords. But for other people, they're just really good at writing, but then the production side might not be their favorite. Or other people, maybe the drums, they get really into that, the rhythmic side of it. So it I guess it depends on the person. But for me it's gotta be chords.
In all honesty, like, and what kind of music do you make? You make like a lot of hip hop elements, don't you?
Odd stuff like hip hop, chill stuff, odd stuff. Oh, I gotta get
Ah,
the stream pulled up so I can see people in chat. Uh,
mm.
do.
Because I know you
Um,
told me when you were younger, you used to make a lot of beats on your MPC, and
yeah,
that's interesting because I feel like a lot of people, when they started making beats before, it'd be a lot of like coming up with some drums or something really tight like that because it was all about movement. What's hopping, what's making you move. And then
mm,
after that, because that was the main focus, and then a lot of people like would add things onto it, sampling and stuff like that when it would come to these, styles of music. And it's interesting that you mentioned chords and things because I believe that stuff came a little bit more when there was a lot more alternative hip hop, like a little
yeah,
bit around the SoundCloud era and maybe a little bit before and
oh,
a little bit
yeah.
after, where people were.
It depends on the people, but and
Mm,
I think in general, what I get what you mean. Sorry for jumping in there. You continue.
no, no, that's basically it, yeah. And because I even like heard a lot of producers in the last 10 years talking about, oh, we start with chords like you do, get the emotions down, the story down and stuff, and then put the beat in and make it. It's
Mm,
interesting that you said you start with your chords. um Voxday says they start off with sound design until there's a certain
I
sound
saw
that
that.
gives them chills, in the
That's
chat.
a really good one too. That might be like my second one sometimes, although it maybe shouldn't be because I'll make a chord progression, then spend 5 hours making like this perfect patch, and then I save it. And I get my macros working, and then I'm like, oh yeah, this song's gonna be so good, and then never make that song. But the patches are useful for my next song if I make it that far.
Yeah, honestly, like getting songs finished can be a little bit funny too. In all honesty, I think that like it's interesting that everyone starts off in these different ways, and I think that we could reverse engineer all of this information. And it's like, when I was talking about people starting off with chords because it, like you said, you started with chords and stuff because it adds
Mm,
on like the emotive side of things. And I was mentioning about how people would start with drums because it would, um, personally, I start off with some basic chords. So I would get a guitar, like this. and I would just like,
Oh, the
start to.
inlay guitar.
This is so broke. Like, this has been through shit. I have not looked
There's a
after
lot of
this.
stories he has
Mm.
playing with that guitar.
Yeah, you like this strap. I shit you not. When I was like living outside, this strap was like made with like old guitar strings that I'd found in the thing. I didn't even have a strap, and this is what I needed to perform. And you know, because it would like cut through my clothes all the time, I had to put like some tape around it, which they had at the pub that I was performing at. And we
Oh,
have this now, and it's freaking perfect. I would not replace it with a strap. Um, I'm just so used to it. I've walked miles upon miles, like walking out at like 1 in the morning towards like the next gig, which is gonna be like, 4 hour walk away. And like,
wow.
yeah, so this thing, I'm so used to it now. I'm pretty sure if I check, I would have like, you know, a freaking line back here or something.
Oh my god, that'd be
Yeah.
crazy.
So the way I would
We gotta
start
get a
making,
back reveal sometime.
yeah, back review, yeah, I gotta, But the way I would start music, because we've got the chords, we've got the sound design, we've got the drums. The way I would do it is like just come out with a random chord progression, whether it's like you know, let's say, and after that, I just simple, nothing too crazy. But then on top of that, what I would do is I would like just kind of top line a little bit, like.
uh,
Like something like that, and then those words would turn into like words. There's top line that turns into words, and so you know. But like I said, we can reverse engineer that because what do you want your track to focus on? What do you want the strong point of your track, and what do you want everything to revolve around? Right. Um,
mm,
So if you want your track to make you move and you really need that to be the priority, we could start with drums, no matter what style and genre you come from. It's a good idea to experiment with these things, I feel. I think that might be a really fun way to
yeah.
think of production. But yeah,
Are you, Vichy, ready to get started looking at some tracks?
let's take a look at some tracks. Hello, guys, welcome. It's good to see you. And again, if you guys have if you were here for the last stream, thank you so much for coming back to this one. In all honesty, I had such a great time last week that this is gonna be so so great to do. Yes, my frets do need a shower. They need to be cleaned. This guitar is just not having it. This thing hates
How
me.
old
Yeah,
is it?
I got it when I was like 16, maybe. Yeah, 16. So now I'm 27. So this thing is like 11 years old, maybe a little bit more than
Wow.
that, because I'm gonna be turning uh, 28 soon. I'm getting old. I'm getting up there.
Oh my god, time is
Save my
flying.
ass.
I've
Mm.
known you almost 4 years. That's crazy. Anyways,
Yeah, we've known each other a while. Holy crap. It's been a blessing. It's been a blessing. It's been great.
oh,
And
agreed.
yeah. So guys, what was it? What did I do? What did I do? I go, what up, killers? My name is Vichy, and over here we have Nora Monkey Business, and
Mama. And
she's the co-host for today's session. We're gonna be taking a look at some wonderful tracks that you guys have sent, and yeah, remember there's a form to fill out. It's really short. A lot of the things on there are optional. For example, if you want us to look at something specific, just type exclamation mark socials in no exclamation mark submit in the chat to get access to the form and everything like that. If not, then I'm pretty sure we can just send the link right in chat. But I think they already
yeah,
know
we
how to do
got
that.
it.
All right, cool. So
Awesome.
nice, epic. All right, so what we're gonna do is gonna open up Resonic, and
Resonic.
heck yeah, I love Resonic, and we're gonna take a look at Crystalic.
Sounds good.
Heck yeah. And we're gonna start off with this track. Um, oh, Crystalic. That's walls. You know. Yeah. Hell yeah. We've got it open up already. Look how freaking prepared we are. Oh. Um. 1 second. No, that's ironic. So haven't heard this yet, so I'm really excited to see how this goes. Okay. Oh, we don't have Notepad open yet. Whoopsie.
Ooh, almost forgot the
Uh,
whole point. It's a beat review. Gotta take notes.
heck yeah. There we go. So this way, I won't be talking over your tracks, but we'll take a listen to them. All right. Here we go. Let's hit play, killers. It's like clipping into a video.
spicy outro.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I actually quite
You want to go
enjoyed that
first?
outro.
Or?
Oh, you can go ahead.
Okay, well, that middle section with that ambience was just fantastic, and I love that art you had in there. The noise just like very easy to get immersed in. It's an odd juxtaposition though, because we go from that into this drop that's clipping, and all the elements are so squashed together because of that, and then you go to this beautiful section, then you're back to it. So the spaces feel a little bit separate, and I'm sure Vichy will talk more about like the actual loudness and mixing and stuff. I mean, other than that, I mean, side chains a little bit much, but that part at the end too, and I love that ending. People don't get creative for their endings enough, and that's really cool. So respect.
Yeah, it's that glitchiness, isn't it? That little it's pretty sick, yeah. I don't hear that often. It's pretty cute. But yeah, I mean, obviously, we can all see the waveform here, and I don't want to comment too much on that, because there's not something that we haven't said already regarding when things are clipping into oblivion. I mean, even Razonic was over here reading it as like 0.1 like dB FS, you know? And I'm just like, rah, this guy, are you trying to compete with like Andrew Sheps or like what's his name? Dan Worrell with the loudness. Um or the Dead Magnetic album. But yeah, there's a lot of bricks, you know? Like honestly, there's so many bricks here that you just need to like slap a Supreme sticker on it and you could sell it for loads. Like that's yeah, you just but other than that, I think that it was arrangement wise, it was very engaging. I really enjoyed that like the narrative with the arrangement was very well done. Honestly, I don't think I would be able to add on to that. I like the instrument choices and it was a little hard to move to because there was very little dynamics,
Yeah.
you know. I think generally we need like a something to, and you had the drums to do that. You had all the kicks, snares, whatever. But due to the fact that it was so pulled up, you know, with a maximizer and stuff like that, I feel like that's where things are kind of going. So what I'm gonna do, I tell you what, I don't like giving that type of criticism without actually giving some form of information. All right. So what I'm gonna do for you is I'm going to, yeah, heavy side chain. And this is something that happened to a client of mine when, with the previous producer that she went to. They put a lot of stuff on the master, and that brought everything up. So, Crystalic, I know you want a loud mix. I know you want a loud mix, clearly. I mean, to the point where even the ambient calming parts, you just like, them all the way through the freaking roof. So, let's go over something, okay? We're gonna talk about how to make something loud. One thing of it, okay? So let's go on to, and hopefully this helps everyone. If you guys want to make loud mixes, we'll go over that. So let's go into paint view, all right, and we'll quickly. Oh, monkey disappeared. We'll come to it.
I'll be back.
Um, oh shoot, my I forgot to turn on the drivers for my drawing tablet, and it just
Oh,
it's
uh-oh.
okay, it's okay, it's not a problem. I just need to turn them on. And then we're gonna go over exactly how to make a mix loud. All right, what to put on your master, how to make it like go crazy, and this is gonna be sick. I hope you guys are ready for some freaking sauce. All right, so you have your track. All right, you have. Oh, hey, the tablet's working just fine now. Isn't that
Yay!
fantastic?
Oh,
All
there you
right.
go.
Hell yeah. So you have your track. This is playing your drums maybe. And this is playing your synth one. And then, that's gonna go on. Then you're gonna have like some let's say another synth actually. Synth two. I don't know, what else would there be, Nora? Like what else would you have?
Pad,
Pad.
piano. You already got percussion on there.
Well, we
Could
can add
do.
perks in case we're talking about, like these are gonna be kick snares and all that stuff. and these are going to be like congas or like, um, whatever's, toms, I guess.
Yeah,
So
true.
we could say that.
That could
Let's,
be one Tom's fill.
yeah.
You could have a
Mm.
you could have drone in there, anything. So
Okay.
how many we want to get?
So, well, I mean, it's fine. I think these are enough. I mean, we can also put vocals, and then we can also put harmonies, whatever. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, if you want to make something loud, right? Here's what some people do. They'll put a bunch of stuff in, like they'll put their effects, effects, and then they will have like effects on the snare, effects on the kick, on whatever, effect on this thing. Then they have all these effects all over the thing. This is standard. This is completely normal. All right. So you have a bunch of effects, bunch of effects, and that's great. It's no problem, no problem. Now here's the thing. What people do is they immediately go to the next step. What do you do once you have this thing? Once you have all your effects drawn out and everything's in your DAW? People, when we're starting off, we would go into the mixing stage where we're now going to be mixing them, leveling them, EQing them, and stuff like that. All right. So that's the next stage. But then after that, people then tend to go on to the next stage, which is the master. And then at that point, it's a bit like, hold on a minute. Are you missing something? Because their track isn't sounding as loud and awesome and crazy as they would have wanted it to. So they're like, okay, cool, I have all of these things, but hey, I can make it louder. Like they're, going, Andrew Sheps, even though he doesn't put that much on his master, to be honest. But we'll come to that. Andrew Sheps, if I referred to him twice now, so I'll tell you who he is. He's the guy who basically had a crazy impact on the loudness war, from the Chili Peppers albums to um what's it called, like Metallica, to like some of the loudest tracks are from Andrew Sheps. So that's why I refer to him a lot. And even with Waves plugins, you'll see things like Sheps 73 or Omni Sheps or whatever. He's just a producer. There's loads of great producers, from Lewis Bell to Greg Wells to what's his name, Manny Mannequin. There's what do you call it? Oh, yeah, there's loads of good producers out there. Um, Chris Lord Algie, Algie, I don't know. But anyways, so on the master they put things, and I'll tell you what the typical mastering chain is, right? I'll tell you what a lot of people do. Some people will go down the route of just an Ozone 11 preset and just call it a day. All right, done. Let's go home, guys. It's over. We're finished. This is the track. Some people would not want that, and they would put a maximizer, right? A maximizer, and then a limiter, right? It's not even a true peak limiter, it's just a limiter. So that's one way, right? But then some people would then add just a really just a limiter. But before they put a limiter, they have like a massive gain plugin. Just crank up the gain right at the end, and the rule is no clipping. So as long as it's that, we're fine, right? Okay, now let's go over what we're missing here, right? What are we missing before we go into the mastering stage? All right. So let's go over that. So before you decide that, hey, I want my tracks to be, whatever, we're gonna do this. After we've done these things, we want to have what do you call it? Da, 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 da. We want to make the elements themselves louder by using compression, clippers. Don't forget about clippers. You can use things like FETs to opticals. Learn the different ways. We have a video on how to use compression, so make sure you check out all the compression ones.
Yeah.
So there's an incredible, sorry.
Standard clip. That's a really good one.
Standard clip. The Oxford inflator is one that a lot of people are using in the industry, right? Like have been for the last 15, 20 years. So that's really good as well. So there's that. All right. But then another thing you guys might be forgetting just a little bit, okay? Is basically after you've added your dynamic processing, multiband dynamics on each different one, like MBS over here, etc., and saturation over here, It's 1176 over here, whatever. Once you've done all that, then what you want to do is you want to take a look at buses, all right? After you've made all of these things exactly how you want them, then you put them into buses where you have your drums and perks going through a, you know, let's say, by the way, buses or in Ableton return tracks or in FL Studio, you have them all coming out, but it's parallel, right? So you have, you can send these things. They're return channels, basically. And over here, you would have like a G compressor or something which is cranked up all the way, so parallel compression, and that way you have the drums being parallel compressed through a G comp or something like that. Then you could have your synths and your stuff and your pads going through something else. You could even have it so that you have something like your reverbs, right? Your reverb, and with that you could have your piano going through it, your vocals and harmonies going through it. You know, your pianos could go in maybe like 70%, like only a little bit of the piano signal goes into it, and then your vocal and your harmonies maybe like 40% of it goes into the reverb. Basically, there's this whole other process. That's the point. There's a whole other process. um and when you take a look at this area using sense and this area of dynamic processing, that will help you get so much louder mixes. And you know what you will end up having on your master? And I'll tell you what a master should have, right? This is what a master should have. We'll delete these things because it's kind of irrelevant. It should have, if you're mastering for an album, you want to have a little bit of a mix, all right? So, like something that goes from one thing to another. So, maybe some rebalance EQing, right? So, you have an EQ which does like slight curves, like, or maybe a little bit of, this track needs a little bit of a dip around this area to match with the other things, just like light EQing of maybe plus or minus like 2 to 3 dB FS. And then after, if that, and then you can also have like another thing which could be like tape emulations. You could have anything that just makes it feel like it's run through a tape if you want certain sound out of it. You could have some other mild compression, a mastering compression, a compressor. Now, why do we have these things? Like tapes and compressors. I'll come to that as well. You're gonna love why we have those things. Okay, I'm sure you guys have probably heard of the term gluing in production before, right? In terms of gluing is what makes everything sound like it's all one together. So, for example, if you have a reverb on your guitar and a reverb on your voice, all right, that's fine, fair enough. But if you put both of those things through one reverb, it sounds like they're in the same room, you know? And now that reverb has been used to glue these sounds together, making it feel like they are part of the same experience instead of sounding like two distinct things. You see what I mean by gluing, right? It's pretty interesting. Now, here's the thing. You can glue in more ways than just reverb. You can glue with saturation. If you have like a saturator on top of a guitar and a vocal, it makes it sound like those two things belong together. They're cohesive. They're one, you know? Compression as well. So we've talked about tape with regarding saturation, dynamics, and things like that is coming through one cassette. And then we also have compression, and depends on which compression you're using. Because if you're using something like an optical or something that tames transients together, now we're talking about the transient of your kick and your hat when they're on top of each other to go in the same pattern, like the same dynamics together. And that cohesion of dynamics builds this beautiful compression and gluing, the sense of gluing. And I think you guys would love how your mixes will sound. So that's why we have mastering. All right, we have it for making the track glue together just a little bit more to make it feel good with the album. But then we also have a few more things that we tend to always put at the end of a master, which is like a limiter. And not just any limiter, a true peak limiter, right? And true peak is because of things like when you have these waveforms and you're counting these little things, you have intersample peaks like this, and they sneak their way through. A true peak limiter it oversamples and measures that 4 times, up to 8 times, or even 16 at times, just to catch those peaks a little bit more. So a true peak limiter at the end. And then after that, I would say you should get an LUFS meter. Right? Simples. With that, you can kind of see the loudness measurements, whatever you need for your album and everything like that. In regards to Ableton stock, I'm not sure. Does that have true peak capabilities? What I would recommend, if you guys want to know if something is enough or not, here's what I would do. And I'm not trying to be condescending. I'm not trying to be mean at all. So please don't take this in a bad way. I would never mean that. But you go on to Ableton, you go on help, and then you go on what do you call it? Read the live manual. Okay, and then over here you'd be able to probably find audio effect reference, I believe, and we could probably find limiter and true. It doesn't say true peak anywhere on here or refer to it in this document. True. So maybe not. Just check the document. In fact, we can see that the limiter is gonna be somewhere here. Not here. Not here. Not here. This is the this is the old manual. This is not what the limiter looks like now. But anyways, just check the thing. If it has true peak, it's true peak. But there's another thing about Ableton. I will say that there are some effects. I think with the I have the limiter here. Hey, it does have true peak. There we go. Yeah. So that. Sorry, I haven't seen this limiter that often. And it does not have oversampling written on here. Okay, that's fine. Anyways, so that's pretty much it. You know, let's keep going. And after the LUFS thing, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's ready for mastering. I mean, post after that. After your LUFS, what you want to do is, depending on what sample rate you've been running your project at, if you've been doing it at 96 or whatever, if you're running your project at 96 kilohertz because you've been dealing with vocals, then you want to take that into something which is called a SRC. SRC is a sample rate converters, and they all have different algorithms, but we can go over that. How to have plugins colored red like that. Go on to live themes. You can make your live themes. Create live themes. You just Google it, and here we go. I'll just send the link in chat because it's friggin' awesome. Oopsie.
Another thing about Ableton, to answer Zero Piro's question, did you answer that already, or
What, the plugin's colored red?
is Ableton stock good enough?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's for
yeah, that's what you were
limiting.
talking about with the limiter. Okay.
Yeah. There we go. All right. So hopefully, this has been, and I'm only giving this feedback an extended one because I feel like some of you guys who have submitted might be suffering the same issues. So I just want to educate on the matter a little bit. So yeah, let's keep going. And if we encounter similar issues, we'll just say, remember what we said earlier on? That. Anyways, yeah. Otherwise, take a look at your hat choices. Anyways,
Track number 2 after 33 minutes.
that was 30. Oh my gosh, you're right.
No, it wouldn't. I think the stream has been on for 33 minutes.
Okay.
Around there. That's what it was last time I checked.
Which track are we looking at now? I think we're looking at Vilius in a Vu.
Yeah. Vilushi. Vilushi.
Bloody hell. I tell you what, guys, you can pronounce it yourselves because I genuinely can't. All right, this is Vilius, see? Belushi.
Want to go to
And
the
that's his
Resonic?
Instagram. Let's go to Resonic, yeah. Okay, let's see. If you want to resubmit, just make a new form. Guys, please remember you can contribute to this channel by donating using the thing, our PayPal in the submission form, that'd be so helpful so that we can do more of these streams. Yes, please do that, and yeah, that'd be greatly appreciated. That'd be nice. Okay, so let's see. Let's play Velushi. I've sent his or her Instagram. Let's hear what this is. It's very dissonant. It does sound out of key. A little bit. Okay. Yeah, that pluck is more out of key. And then the last chord. I'm gonna pretend that's intentional.
It's all intentional.
It's all intentional. I like the premise. It's a little repetitive. I'm assuming there's supposed to be lyrics or something on there. That changed. That's adorable. Okay, what's the next part? Okay, arrangement. They added like a little... I'd say add more to the arrangement. Maybe the bass line could have started there. If not, like some Rhodes. Remember, you can have multiple basses, multiple synths. I'm talking over this track because it is quite long and repetitive, so I'm just gonna...
Gotta keep people engaged. We're very much analyzing.
It's repetitive because of the fact that I know this has been arranged for vocals or something else maybe, or maybe a different type of thing. And repetitive isn't always bad. I think it sounds lovely. You're doing a great job. I'm happy that you're doing this.
Very up my alley.
All right. So we have this.
You gotta hear this outro first.
It's gonna be a tricky track to review.
I got a lot to say.
You got a lot to say?
Yeah, I got a lot to say.
All right, I'm excited.
Well, I mean, maybe if you don't, do you want to go first, since if you don't have this much, or what do you want to do?
What I would say is that, remember, you can have multiple basses, you can have multiple, layers of things. Like you have a boom, boom, boom. You have a nice 808 type of bass, which is like, which is really lovely. You could also have like a... When you have things which are like plucky, you can have other things underneath it which aren't as percussive. Isn't that beautiful? For example, violins or strings. I'm not saying put violins and strings in, but you could have some, like, even if you want to use synths, you could have like or something like that, something that's a bit more sustained. You can do these things to add more freaking layers, and when you do that, guess what, homie? You have more things to arrange with, more things to add and play around with, which means that you wouldn't have as much repetition, you can be adding more layers along the way. Like imagine in this section over here, you have just the plucks, and you have that kick, which is spicy. To a counter melody on top of this. So you have all these plucks, you can have a melody, and you still have that. You see how all of those I just added two things in. But you see how it just spiced up that arrangement and just made it more exciting and more full and cool. So yeah, I mean, good job so far. I would just say take a look at how key works, so just a little bit, just so that you might be able to train your ear like to keep things a little in pitch. But otherwise, that and that. Thank you so much for submitting this. Nora, do you have something to say?
Yeah. I love stuff like this because it's unique and it's on and it's different and it's trying to be something. Maybe it wasn't for vocals, maybe it's for a video game or something, or maybe they just aren't as familiar with arrangement yet. But I think like they kind of tell a story with the beginning into the middle part, and it kind of comes down a little bit, and you have that little drop, and there's a few different elements. It's hard to remember because they're all kind of in that same realm. But I think the big thing here is like it's a little bit it's a little bit jarring, some of the notes, especially that arc in the beginning. But I think it has its own appeal, but you have to really think about the notes that you're using because every note has its own tone and has its own emotions, and it has its own meaning in context as opposed to any other note. I mean, I'll spend hours just choosing whether I want to do an A or an A flat or the A sharp or whatever. I can't think of a good example, but it's good to think about the purpose you have when you're choosing your notes and what story you want to tell. In
Mm,
my opinion, that might be a good direction. But then again, look at key, like Vichy said, it's really good to, especially when you're first starting, if you're not if you struggle with melody and chords and stuff, definitely look into a tiny bit of theory. It's easier than you might think. There's a lot of good resources online.
mm,
I think
definitely. I would agree with
we
all of
even
that.
have one. We made a course about that. So
Yeah, we have a course on how to, find key and make melodies and all that stuff. Yeah, we need to. We said we would like make a link for it. But then
oh
we
yeah,
forgot.
I
Yeah,
can get that in the
yeah. If you can
chat.
send that link down.
Yeah,
Um.
for anyone who's interested.
Mm. Oh, next up we have OXO. And oh, by the way, will you see? Do you see? You said regarding the mix, like how's the mixing and production? I would say the mixing and production, you're on the right path. You're not overdoing anything. It sounds great. The waveform is pretty too. It doesn't look like it's, you know, and I know it's not all about waveform because I know low frequency, whatever. But this is really nice. You have a lot of things here to work with. You could definitely kind of tame those spikes over there if you want it to be loud. And the way you would do that is through clipping and saturation just a little bit. Compression's probably going to be a tricky thing to start off with. But if you do, I'll be proud of you if you start with compression. But that's another thing. But good job. Great job. Like, seriously, keep making music. I'm proud of you.
I
Keep
agree.
at it.
Some
Yes.
people make stuff, it's out of key and it's kind of wonky. I'm not that interested, but if this was out of key, it has some odd parts. Can't speak, but it's very interesting. It's very intriguing. I can tell that it has purpose. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where that goes.
All right. So guys, we have hopefully that was helpful feedback. Please let us know how we're doing in the live chat. If we can improve, upon feedback, that let us know how so we can keep going. So we have a song over here by OXO. No socials have been sent, which is okay, which is completely fine. They just want us to take a look
Or
at
is it
the
times,
sorry, dear.
it looks like 0 times 0.
Yeah, 0 times
Or
0. It's
let's see
like a
what the
face. Uh, all right, so let's take a look. Nothing seems worse than losing you, master. All right. Uh, all right. I haven't heard this. I'm excited. I also noticed that you have a limiter and then you reduce the gain by like 3 dB. I'm assuming. Let me just check that. No, it's like 1 dB. Okay, cool. Mixing and general feel. love that. Okay, I think I get it. Want to comment on the mix? So we're gonna do that.
Can I go first? I don't have too much to say, but
Go ahead. Go ahead.
wow, that was you create such a consistent and it's such a nice it's a damp space. It's a very like it's murky. I don't know if it's a right word, but it's just very it's a really great spot, and it's kind of up the alley of like macro blink. I don't know if you know who that is, but
I don't
that's
think I
the
do.
art. They do really similar stuff with even with
Ah.
like the vocals and stuff are very similar. Um, I think the vocals really were the only thing that kind of took me away from the atmosphere of the track because they were kind of a little bit processed a little bit inconsistently, and some of them would maybe get a tiny bit repetitive where I would like it would go a few times, I wouldn't think about it, but then he'd say it again, I'd be like, oh wait, okay, now I'm thinking about this, it draws your attention to it. So
Mm.
maybe just like but I working with vocals, especially if you're newer, or even like it depends on who you are. So I won't say too much there, but yeah, I'm a huge fan of that. That was such a groove in the bass, very clever. Okay.
Yeah. The bass and the drums. I thought that was so sick, especially because of the fact that like some of those drums had their own spaces. and the guy's asking for feedback on like the mix, and honestly, like as Vox was saying, dynamics could be better, but it's subjective. I do agree that after this point, when you're this far in, things start to become a little bit more subjective than they do get, objective.
Absolutely.
I would say, but I can still give you feedback on regards to what I would do subjectively. It's not a problem. So in terms of the reverbs, that's something that I would take a look at a little bit. Why? Because I feel again, I like hearing reverbs bust. And if you did bust, that's cool. But if that is the case, I would also like to say that when you do have reverbs, one thing that's really nice to do is tame a little bit of that, like, what you call it, that lower fundamental, like that thing gets so resonant. So just taming that a little bit, just to make the rest of the prettiness of the reverb come back up. You get some nice stuff with that. I mean, like, let's just do a quick drawing. Oh gosh, I don't have enough space. You guys got this, right? I don't need to.
We can do.
I can delete this. All right.
Yeah,
Uh,
you can archive it if you want to do that.
um, I could. Wait, hold on. You can put layers on paint now,
Yeah,
can't you?
we can screenshot it off the stream.
You can just do
What?
this and then.
Layers in paint?
Yeah, but I've never used that feature. I just knew it was there the one time. So, hey, the more you know, you can use that now. So when you have your reverb, obviously you have your dry signal, and I'm gonna paint the dry signal as black because you have your where, whatever. Then after that you have your reverb, which is also doing the same thing. Where. Now, do you see the problem over here, right? All of this adds up with all of this. And so basically now you have reverb going, wah. So what I would say is for this extra long freaking logarithmic freaking, this thing over here, what I would say is if you tame this just a little bit like that and you have a little bit of this, making them even a little bit more even if you decided to go an extra step over here and do something a little bit like this, you start to get more of a spacious thing. And you know what? Voxy said earlier on that, the dynamics could be better. And I'll come to that. Earlier on, I think I heard your drums ducking down your reverb. I'm not sure if that was intentional. But it was... Yeah, I heard I'm not sure if that's on purpose. You had like the... and then the reverb ducks down too. What if you had the reverb ducking down only in the mids instead of everything? So what if you use like mid-side compression or some shit like that? You might have a great time with it. I think so. So, I guess that's the mixing feedback I could give. I'm not going to stay too long on this track, but that was a good one. I enjoyed listening to it.
I have a suggestion more
Go
so
ahead.
than advice. Um, in the beginning, that area where you have those open hats, those rides, and they're hitting, they're kind of the same velocity and they're kind of the same each time. You don't necessarily have to change their volume, but you can maybe pan them around you, mess with your stereo space a little bit more. You could even like some of them could be like 1-2% reverb, other ones could be like dry, other ones could have tiny bit of a delay, but just mixing things up and making them a little bit more dynamic. I think those hats would sit in your track a bit better. That's
Mm,
my opinion.
heck yeah. Additionally, I would like to point out that if you want things to punch a little bit stronger or hit a little bit harder, um, use pre-delay. Easy. Use pre-delay on some of the kicks and things that, if they have a lot of reverb. Having a little bit of pre-delay. If you have a snare, for example, and it hits at the same time as a snare, it will sound a bit blended in. But the pre-delay, what pre-delay setting does is you have a snare. That snare hits over here. The reverb hits over here. It becomes one sound. But the minute you delay the reverb, the pre-delay, the initial time the time it takes for it to come in, the snare hits harder because you get that transient coming in, tack, and then so it kind of like makes it a little bit pow, like a little bit more, and that works with kicks too. If you're the type to put kicks on, if you reverb on kicks, um, It depends which way you swing, you know. Um, well, I mean, sort of. Yeah. Anyways, let's take a look at this other one. You ready for? You ready for the next one, Nora?
Yes, sir. Exciting.
Oh boy.
Ooh, talk about a break. Damn.
Mm. Okay,
Looking forward
so
to this one.
uh all right.
You wanna just go? I think we already talked about clipping and stuff.
Yeah, we've already talked about clipping. If you were here earlier in the stream, we went over this whole thing regarding, making things loud in the mix, not in the and how to make it loud in the mix, you know. But this might be loud in the mix. Let's see how it sounds. It's not always about clipping equals bad. I'm
That's
just looking
true.
at that bit over here. Okay, let's see. This is Static Grace. All right, let's pre this track, yo. Oh.
I am
That
amazed with the
was sick!
creativity today. Wow.
Oh, I love that!
You wanna start?
You start. That was sick!
Wow. Okay. I mean, the I honestly I don't even know where to start. The melody at the end there. Oh my god, I want to listen to it again almost, but it's hard.
Da,
I
da,
should have
da,
been
da,
taking
da,
notes, but I was
da.
just grooving too hard. Just wow.
Well, the canon thing. Was it called
It was the
canon?
thing.
Da, 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 da,
Can
da,
we
da,
do
da, da,
that?
da.
Oh yeah, when he threw in the classical part too, that was so
Yeah.
unexpected. Can we hear that last verse? Actually, I really would like that part where it kind of dropped and his vocals came in. That
Yeah.
multi instrument part.
This part.
Yeah, I love that little melody. What do you call that little?
Da, da.
That's kind of that's nice. It's fancy.
Yeah, that's a mean one. I like it.
And the arcade vibes. There was that part in the beginning too where you kind of had it was a vocal chop and it that was giving me like major arcade vibes. It's very just really cool. And I love these your use of the synths like this with the sounds that you were given. You did so much. That's like oh, I would love to give this dude Omnisphere and see what happens.
Yeah. Okay, so in regards to songwriting, I genuinely couldn't hear like any of the lyrics. So I can't really
Ooh, pet
comment on
peeve.
that. Um, the production and mixing, okay, in mixing, we can definitely work on the mix. There's definitely ways to make that, come through a little bit. In regards to the mix, I would say that um, take a look at your side frequencies that on the higher end, like the high side frequencies, that would give a lot of clarity and brightness that you may have been going for. I'm assuming that's what you were going for is like a lot of like hyperness. And if you want that type of feeling, you do want some more high end on the sides. Something like you can add like what you could do is you could have a bus. All right. Let me get this down real quick for you. Paint view. One thing you can do to make that happen is you have like a bus, all right, and inside of this bus, not a bus, what's it called? Like a return channel. You can have an EQ, right? And that EQ will basically do a nice soft high cut, sorry, low cut, like around here maybe. And then after that, add a little bit of a saturator. No, ignore that. Sorry, add a reverb. But this reverb will have very little room size and very little decay time, right? So maybe a decay time of like 160 milliseconds. I'm not sure, but you'd have to make it so small, okay? Make it like nice and wide and everything. Um, okay, so it's like instead of it going, it goes more like, you know, small room size. I'm just writing a prescription out for you now. And then after that, or how about this? Instead of doing that, you can have the reverb, which is all pretty. But before that, you can add a nice saturator, right? A saturator that only gets the highs. So this is the saturator. And this will help make it like a little bit of that like that clippiness and all that brightness and using Saturn is a good idea. You can use quite a few things to kind of give it that crisp. A Volcano, I think, does the same thing. I think it was one of the Fab Filter plugins, but definitely a saturator there. And with that being said, right, you have your stuff going through your master as they normally would, but then you also have this box over here going into your master, right? So you have your, certain instruments, for example, some of your drums, maybe, like the snares and all those aspects, some of those synths, they will obviously, go right into your master like they normally do, and that's good. But you can also make it go like, you know, a little bit like this. So you have the drums going in about like 30%, maybe just a little bit going in there, and then your snare. What did this say again? Synths, yeah. Maybe the synths would be like about 45. It really depends what you want to go for, but you want things to go parallel, by the way. So it's going through this, your drums are going through this and then into your master, and they're going directly into the master as well. Okay? So take a look at that. You might have a good time. Um, in fact, I think I could probably open up Ableton and demonstrate that real quickly. Um, Instead of using Paint. Oopsie daisy. Let's see. All right, so let's go on Paint. No, Ableton. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I have a git. Let's take like I'm just gonna find a sample. This thing here. What is this? Oh God, this thing. All right, so I'm just gonna speed this up to 130 so we don't get bored listening to it. I'm just gonna add this. All right, cool. I'm just gonna add these two into session view real quick, really easy. Just put them on loop. Arrangement view, my bad. Arrangement view. Whenever I look in the mirror, that's derangement view.
I feel like I'm watching. It's crazy to see the way that you navigate through Ableton, how seamless it is.
I've been using this and Pro Tools and uh stuff for years. So let's get let's get a pro an EQ8. Let's just get an EQ8. We'll put that onto here, and we'll use a little bit of a saturator. And what else did we say? A reverb, right? We'll use all stock plugins. So this means that you can use it on any door. You can do anything you'd like. It's not gonna be hard. So first things first. All right. I will have this guitar and this drum kit going out into. So let's just play this first. That exists. Sounds like trash, but sure. All right, now what I can do is I can send these into here. So, if I increase this one here. Now you can see you have the reverb coming out through here. We can turn that off. You see that? It's happening parallel. So the guitar is playing its guitar. The guitar is also being sent to another channel. And over there we have 100% wet reverb. All right? Easy enough, okay? Next thing is if we get an EQ and just get rid of those highs, what we're gonna do is just make it so that we don't hear the guitar and we only hear the send. Sorry, I just learned you guys couldn't hear my voice. All right. So now you guys can. So what I was saying was, over here we have just the effects, and over here we have the guitar running parallel, right? So you can see this you're getting a little bit of brightness on the sides, but it doesn't sound that good because of the decay time, right? What's up? You okay there?
Nothing. Somebody said can't hear her voice, but I just
I
checked that. I'm pretty sure it's
fixed it.
working.
No, I fixed it after they told me.
Okay, cool. Oh,
So you can see it's added a little bit of something to the sides a little bit. That's a bit brighter. See that? It's added that brightness on the sides now. Turn it off. Now it's back to a little bit of not bright. Basically, tame it, do it as you please, use a different saturator, find an effect that would make it sound, give it that crystal thing. Some people use fresh air to, on this type of stuff, and yeah, you can. So that little thing, this is what it sounds like. It's 100% wet. Doesn't sound anything necessarily all that pretty on its own, but it lifts the mix. And if you want drums to, pop through a little bit more as well, you just we've been over the G comp, so we won't do it this time. But let's move on. Otherwise, I absolutely loved absolutely loved it. The track was great. But that's what you'd get from the hyper feeling. You want more of those
In
higher
relation
stuff.
to those plugins you were saying earlier, I wanted to throw out Waves's their vintage oral exciter. That's it's a really nice one. Just want to put
What
that
is it
out
called?
there.
Oral exciter?
Yeah, it's the what's the Aphex Vintage Exciter or Aural Exciter. It's a really good one.
Vintage
We've
exciter.
looked at it before.
Oh,
Yeah,
right. Vintage. I was like, oral exciter? This
yeah.
is
I was I was trying to find the name because I couldn't remember what it was called, but I use it like all the time.
Vox is like, I need an oral exciter. Dude, you have a girlfriend that shit her pants. She can go.
Bruh.
Oh man. Okay, well, let's see. Oh, we can open up. All right, so I hope that was sufficient advice and feedback. Let's take a look at fancy spectacles. I know my track is too long, but I thought I'd chance it. Yes, sir. If it's gonna be too long, I'm gonna skim through that stuff. In fact, I'm just gonna listen enough so that I can give you feedback. But then after that, we gotta move on. We only have like 45 minutes left. Nora, should we try a challenge where we skim through as fast as possible and give as detailed feedback as we can?
Yeah. Do you last stream after around a little while we started doing a 10-minute timer? I messed that up. That's on me. But do you want to try doing that for real this time?
We'll do a 7-minute timer.
10, 15, 7. Okay.
Six
If we did
minutes.
okay, well hold on. We got 45 minutes and we got a lot of people to go through. Okay. Let's do do you want to do 7 or
We'll
8
do
for even number?
7
Okay.
so we can
We're
get
doing
as
7.
fast as possible, including listening to the track.
Okay.
All right, guys, we're gonna go through stuff real quick right now. So, only because I want to try this thing out, I just want to make sure that we can get as many people down as possible. Most likely in the future, we'll probably try to time this stuff a little bit better. I get carried away trying to educate because this stuff is so interesting to me, and I have a great time telling you guys about it. But yeah, guys, if you're enjoying the feedback, please remember, you can make a tip by typing, what was it? Exclamation mark submit, and then we have the
Yep.
link in the
Yep, it should tell
form.
you what to do. It's just a Google form and
Yeah.
put your name on there, your track, your you could skip the queue for what's it, $5, and that's about it.
Oh
Tell us
yeah.
more about the track, what you want us to analyze exactly. Vichy's real
Mm.
good about that.
Hell yeah. All right, let's get started on Baby Final Release. Sorry, this is way too long for us to check, so I will skim through it. All
How
right.
long is it?
It's 6.5 minutes, almost
Oh
7.
dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
We'll
right.
skim a little bit.
Yeah, we'll skim a little bit. Sorry I'm having to skip. It's a really long track.
Cool. That's quite the
All right, so let's go with the feedback real quick. Um, yeah, and there's guitars in the beginning. You want to like tame those sides, especially for those like resonant frequencies. There's like woo, like when they're on the sides, it can be really like it can really modify it. Like woo, you hear it on one ear. Ooh, ooh, that is like ringing, you know, really sharp. Just tame those areas with the, you know, mid-side EQ. I would say like, and then also lower some of those mid-sides on the percussion areas on the for like the low end overall on top of that, because you don't want like I'll tell you one thing when it comes to interaural time difference, interaural intensity difference. When you're able to hear like, you know, the direction of a sound generally that the low frequencies are not also moving around like that. That's not how we tell the direction of sound. Low frequencies are delayed when they go from your right ear to your left ear, like by 660 microseconds at max. But when it comes to the high frequencies, those are going to be, you know, like moving left and right, like in that fashion. Because you're getting the intensity differently on each ear for the higher frequencies. That's okay, but not with the low frequencies. Just be careful of that. When you're doing things like this and you want that binaural effect, AutoPan doesn't always work. But otherwise, absolutely awesome. Love the instrument choices, and I really enjoyed yeah. Nora, go on.
yeah, I love the soundscape. I think uh definitely what Vichy said about the guitars. I feel like they were almost a little bit too plucky, and you had two guitars in the beginning that were processed very similarly, and they kind of which is fine, but I feel like like the way the rest of the track is, like I don't know what I'm saying, but that initial drop, I could vibe to that so heavy. I really want to hear about it at a club or something. And only negative thing I have to say that was like a little bit jarring to me was that second that D&B loop that played for like the I think it was the middle part and the latter half of that drop with that bass. Don't even be started on how nice that rhythmic, that deep bass was. But yeah, that D&B loop was just a little bit conventional, just a little bit. It felt like, yeah, I've heard this before, and it kind of stuck out in that last bit that it was there a little bit too much in my taste. I think given what we've seen you do, you can do something really awesome in place of that. So that's my opinion. That's all I got to say.
I don't know. I think I liked it like that. I'm not gonna
Really?
lie. Yeah, because we already have so many unconventional things, and yeah, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. I think it's just incredible that we can have these different opinions. For me, it was like a rest, you know, from all that.
Really?
Yeah.
For me, it totally took me out of the space. It's what it's
Oh,
interesting.
yeah.
I guess and a point, it's yeah. I mean, a lot of things are subjective, but
Did we meet 6 minutes?
dude, why,
7, I
why,
mean.
why, why do I always forget to start the time? It's because we have to listen to the song, and then I have to start it after,
No, you have to
and I
start
get
on the time on
so
the
in
song.
on the song.
Yeah,
7 minutes on the song. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. You
That
gotta
only
listen
that would only
fast.
give us like less than 5 minutes to talk though. But I get we can do that.
Yeah, let's do it anyways. Don't
Okay.
worry, there's some tracks that are short. This is probably like 40 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 48 seconds. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Minutes.
we're gonna take a look at a new one. This is Mr. Know It All. He's been an active contributor in chat, and that is so lovely. Let's take a look. They want us to take a look at work in progress beat I'm making. We'll have some feedback on mixing and production. We're getting a lot of mixing and production today. It's really interesting. I would have expected people to come to me for songwriting or something. I don't do much production. I don't know much about it. Let's see. Da, 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 da. All right. Let's take a I'll just send this over to whoever was there. Just because I'll do that later. All right. You ready to start the timer this time?
Absolutely.
All right. Let's go. Nora, that's a lovely hoodie you're wearing. What is that?
Oh,
Represent.
it's the MA hoodie.
Oh
What
my god.
embroidered patch? Wait, where is it? Oh,
It's on the
okay.
other side.
Here's the embroidered patch,
Hell
and
yeah.
the I got the drawstrings, and you got the MA and the artist icons, and you got the back. It has the logo. If you can
Oil-based
see,
screen prints, baby. Guys,
like
check out the
green.
hoodies. Grab them. We don't have many left. I think we have like 20 left or something. So get them while they last. They come with a handwritten postcard written by me, yours truly.
Stickers.
And they what else? Yeah, stickers. They come with stickers. And they come up with like some other stuff. I think spare drawstrings. I gotta pack them myself in my home. And I record like pretty much every time the guy takes it from me. So yeah. Yeah. And I always give a little bit of a kiss on the thing, like on the package before it goes out. So it's sent with love.
It
Don't worry,
has
I
to.
don't have
Love
luggies
is
or
the ingredient.
cooties. Sorry?
Love is the most important ingredient in today's world.
Hell yeah. All right. So this is screen recording. 2025 011. Okay. So this is recorded very recently. BandLab Cute and Cool. Okay. Nice. I like cute and cool. Ready to start the timer?
Yup. Just
Let's
let me
go.
know.
Now. Oh! That shit goes hard! I love it.
What? That was it? Oh my god.
Band lab recording or some what the why are you naming it some lame ass shit? That isn't that's not cute and cool.
The
That is
sirens.
badass and fire. Holy crap. That's like something you'd hear in like this is like what this is something that they would have loved in the 90s. Like this is what Jay-Z would have done some great stuff on. Like that is fire. I freaking love
Feels like
that.
a song you'd hear playing in a club in a TV show.
Mm. I would just say get rid of those. That little bell thingy, it feels weird. Maybe it's a little off tune, tone, key, whatever. It just feels
It's a little
weird.
bit grainy.
Yeah, it's also like yeah, there's that little bit. No, that's not good feedback. Let me think. Um, no, bitch, come on. I think the tone isn't nice. It sounds really hollow. I would say, I mean, try it at a higher octave maybe, and see how that goes. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, is that even? No, it's off pitch. It's off. It's not the same note. It's not the right note. The pitch isn't right. It's It's a little flat. I think it's a little flat. It's good. Yeah, I think. I
Either it's flat or the siren is a little bit flat, and it makes the bell sound flat. Or the siren is sharp and it makes the bell sound flat.
I mean, even over here, it doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
Dun,
Yeah,
dun, dun. That's in key. The drums and the bass are in key. That that sounds cheap.
true.
I think it's that thing. Everything else seems to be. How are we doing on time?
How are we doing on time? Let's see. 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Oh, we killing it. All right, so we can relax. But yeah, I like this one. This goes hard. I freaking love it.
Yeah.
You could even get that like West Coast wine in there, and that'd be so interesting. Like whatever. Yeah, I like that. That's some good sounds. This was made on BandLab. Holy crap! That
And
platform is getting more and more impressive every single time. I freaking love this. Good job. Good job. Mix wise, I think that's what you needed some feedback on. Um I don't think there's much I would say that's wrong with this mix. I think it's great. What would I do in mix? I like the mix. I can't disagree with it. I'd say that if I had to add things to the mix, I would say that maybe like a bit of like cuz that those stringy that instrument that's like that I love that. I love that. I would make it a little bit louder. Not by gain, maybe like a little bit pushing it through something. Or maybe just paralleling it. Yeah. It was great, fantastic. Good job. Freaking love it. You rock star. All right. Let's go to the next one. Again, keep it up. Finish that beat. Okay, so next up we have uh
oh, is it zeros x zero again?
we're gonna go with 209 Apollo because we haven't
Yeah,
done
good bet.
yeah. Oh, we're gonna do look at
Loop
vocals.
around. Ooh, something up your alley, finally.
Yeah. I'm at yeah, vocals is like yeah, recording vocals and doing vocal production is like my alley. Like that's what I specialize in. I mean, I can do other production stuff, just not as perfect. But let's take a look at this. Start the timer.
Can do.
All right, now.
Yeah, it's been a long day, okay. Just wanna talk to you, don't care what we say. I'm here in my bed where I hope you would stay. I need you right here, don't leave me astray. I want you and I need you. Don't blame me, no I'm see-through. I tell you all down just to see you. I need your love, please, girl, I need you. I need you. I've been up all night from sunset to morning, talking cheap, so baby don't bore me. Anytime you want and I'll be there. I'll play the part, but it's not fair. Show's over, heart drops lower. I'm dead inside when I'm sober. I like the way that you break me. I love the way that you hate me. I do it all for you. How I wish that you come through, but it's too good to be true. No, I'm not enough for you. I don't care if it's not true. Down a bottle, maybe two. Then I'll live where I would choose. Yeah, I'll live until I puke. No, we'll be breathing decades still, so what's the point of worrying? I'll make you mine, I'll make it real. I'll make you smile, it's my only will. I've been up all night from sunset to morning, talking cheap, so baby don't bore me. Anytime you want and I'll be there. I'll play the part, but it's not fair. Show's over, heart drops lower. I'm dead.
Sorry to interrupt. Apparently the audio is crackling. Is
Oh,
it?
I was getting that too. I thought it was just the Discord stream. I didn't know it was the whole stream. Yeah, it's crackling real bad.
Let me restart Resonic maybe?
You might have to close Ableton. That could help.
Um,
I mean, like, open a new project. Like, I don't know what all you got in there.
oh, nothing. I mean, Ableton's using 20%. I'll just restart Resonic just in case it's that.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, now they can see the, Sorry
Yeah.
about that. Audio's crackling my voice too?
No, your voice is
Okay.
fine. Presumably.
Okay. Okay, is it crackling now?
I don't reckon.
Yeah, it's been
Ironic. Oh. All right.
I like the way.
Still crackling?
No.
No. Okay. In which... Oh, yeah. Where were we? Around here, right? So we'll start before we get into that part. All right.
I like the way that you break me. I love the way that you hate me. I do it all for you. How I wish that you come through, but it's too good to be true. No, I'm not enough for you. I don't care if it's not true. Down a bottle, maybe two. Then I'll live where I would choose. Yeah, I'll live until I puke. No, we'll be breathing decades still, so what's the point of worrying? I'll make you mine, I'll make it real. I'll make you smile, it's my only will. I've been up all night from sunset to morning, talking cheap, so baby don't bore me. Anytime you want and I'll be there. I'll play the part, but it's not fair. Show's over, heart drops lower. I'm dead inside when I'm sober. I like the way that you break me. I love the way that you hate me. Love the way that you hate me. You should know that you drive me crazy. Why you running through my head? All the pain I forget. Wish I had you here, lying in my bed right now. So pick up the phone, baby, right now. We'll rewrite a world with the lights out. I'll rewind the day with a timeout. A happy ever after. Don't blame me, no I'm safe. I've been up all night from sunset to morning, talking cheap, so baby don't bore me. Anytime you want and I'll be there. I'll play the part, but it's not fair. Shows on.
There was a part where he's...
I've been up all night just to see you.
Okay. Um, should I go first or do you want to?
Yeah, man. He wants it on songwriting. Definitely, you go
You
first.
want
Like
some
that.
vocals? All right,
Yeah.
all right. You want it for vocals? You got it. Ah, this is my jam. All right. Let's see. First of all, a great song. Love it. And great job so far. It's incredible. Your arrangement's lovely. I imagine this to be a bit like that guy. What's it called? Aries. And if it's not Aries,
I
it's
was gonna
like
say that. Yeah.
who was the guy who made that song called Parasite? Parasite, da, 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 Parasite, or something. Uh,
I
it,
can't recall.
I remember, and Parasite, the guy who sang that, it sounds very similar to that guy. I remember you hated it because you was like, "I gotta have babies before I die." What was it?
What? I
Parasite.
may not recall this one.
Oh, come on. Parasite. Oh god, I look up Parasite and that shitty anime comes up. God damn
Oh
it.
my god.
Oh, I swear there was a guy. Whatever. Anyways, let's go. Move on. Move on. If I remember, I will bring it up. Um, if I remember, I'll bring it up. Anyways, let's move on. Um, vocals. All right. So I would say record more harmonies. You need more harmonies in there, but not because like, hey, it needs like because if you record the harmonies like close enough, and then you do the pan thing or whatever, um you could really make right now it doesn't sound like there's a lot like or I think there's maybe one
I've been up all night from sunset to morning.
and that one sounds like it's widened. So whenever we're doing harmonies and like ensemble for like a lead vocal, it's good to get what Parasite was shitty, dude. It had the freaking I'm not even gonna go there. It was a weird anime,
Uh-oh.
okay? But
Hype us
anyways,
up, boy.
we're gonna go with that later. The guy has a freaking whatever. Anyways, so hey, welcome Dorvict. Good to see you. We're just going over some beats, some feedbacks. We're giving some like, responses on how we can make things better. And Nora, I think we should probably we'll see how it goes. We might extend the stream by a little bit. We'll see, because it's going pretty good.
Ooh, maybe.
But yeah, so don't get like a harmony and then widen it. Don't do that. Do it so that you have multiple, one on the left, one on the right. But I would personally say do multiple, like two on the left, two on the right, and on top of that, I would also say that you want them to go through a bus. Again, I keep saying the same damn thing. You gotta bust your shit. Make sure you bust it. Yeah, I'll play it right now. Just so we can go over which parts. Let me play the chorus.
I've been up all night from sunset to morning. Talking cheap, so baby, don't bore me. Anytime you want and I'll be there. I'll play the part, but it's not fair. Show's over, heart drops lower. I'm dead inside when I'm sober.
You have more harmonies.
You break me. I love the way that you hate me. Do it all for you. How I wish that you come through, but it's too good to be true.
Yeah, so definitely you get a lot more width with that. Are they ease up the autotune in this little area? Otherwise, it just sounds robotic. I mean, definitely do use autotune, but just like increase the retune time a little bit. So that it takes a little while for you to do that. It kind of like glues your vocal like the melody together. That's pretty good. Additionally, I would say that if you want to go further with vocals, one thing I would say is that whenever you have like yelling and stuff like that, give it that distance. Sometimes have a vocal in there which is like an ad-lib which is saturated, play around with different types for this type of music. That's what I would see going hardest, Like, let's see.
Don't blame me, don't see through. I tell you all down just to see you. I need your love, please, girl, I need you.
Those are hard. Yeah. Also, like, don't drench things in reverb. Make sure your reverb's running through a bus as well when you're doing vocals. Trust me, it's just the best way to do it. Don't put reverb on top of each track, each vocal track. Don't do that. And your arms should go through one bus. Anyways, let's only to glue them together and give it its own side element. Anyways, should we move on to the next song?
Absolutely. I don't have too much to say other than I really like that that chorus. What was it? Been up for mornings and what was it? I forget what it was, but that was really good.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's been a while since I heard it.
Hell
Anyways,
yeah. Oh, we got a cue skip, yo.
oh, we got a cue skip.
Hell yeah.
Devonta
Although
Johnson.
Devonta Johnson, the only thing is that there's one that we got. Oh, whoa. Apparently, I got a cue skip from Kyle. Okay, no, I get it. Okay. Let's see. So we'll do that first, and then after that, we'll go on to Devonta Johnson, yo.
That's a sick name.
Devonta John. Wait, should I be? I can say that out loud, right? Oh, I don't know.
I was just thinking that in the future I'm gonna maybe not do that. I wasn't
Yeah,
thinking.
yeah. Where is? I'm looking for Echo. What was Echo's freaking Vox Day? I don't even see Vox Day's submission here.
Yeah, I mean I see one from Vox Day that we did on the last stream.
Submitted
But we already
last week.
did that one.
Yeah, we did that one, didn't we?
The VODs are on YouTube and should be on Twitch. I'll have to double check that, but like 99% sure you should be able to go and skim through the stream and find your part.
What I'll do is I'll call it out. There was a song called let's see what it was called on SoundCloud. No, it wasn't that. Let's just download. It was called Frigidus. Did we take a look at that last week?
Last week, I don't think we did. Let's see.
Okay, well, let's take a look at it now.
Well, hold on.
Okay, yeah.
If it's green, then I think we did. I'm not sure where on the form you're looking, but.
All right, let's listen to it. This is Frigidus. Oh, we didn't listen to this one. Okay. Okay, so we're looking at the dynamics and execution of the second drop. But then also the bass line in the first half. So which one should we take a look at first?
You know, there was one thing that caught my attention in particular,
What?
and at the latter half of that first drop,
Mm-hmm.
you see where there's the gaps in the track, the area right before that second gap. Uh, yeah, like
This,
halfway through the section that depends where you are right now. So like halfway through that section, right there.
yeah.
So there's a bass that gets added in there, and it swells a little bit oddly, almost like you had a like whiter or something on it. I doubt that
Mm.
was actually it, but it clashed just a little bit with some of the other frequencies. If you want to play that
Yeah,
and
let's hear
give
that.
more specific
I like the bass line. Such a sexy bass line. This part.
Like maybe you can I think on the Ableton's utility they have a low frequency mono button on there where you can just adjust that easily, or you could do it other ways in different DAWs, or you don't have
Ah,
to do that, but
okay.
it caught me off guard a little bit. That's the only thing that was jarring to me, but
I mean, let's take a look,
yeah,
right?
still
If
groovy.
if we add this into Ableton and just take a look at what it would sound like if we reduce that area. So let's say we go into that section where we have those. I'm gonna turn this the heck down because they're gonna die otherwise. And then we just take like an EQ. Let's say this all baby, and just so subs there. We have this section here. Let's turn this into a side EQ. Let's assume this is what we want to
Around
turn
right there.
down. Yeah. Let's see what that's like. It's less muddy now, isn't it, on the sides? And if we bring up another area, like the warmth of it, we still want that. That area is nice. I would say
The
maybe like
notepad's covering it a little bit.
the what? The
The
notepad.
notepad's covering it
All
a
right,
little bit.
there we go. All right, so if we have a little bit this is a sharp cut. But here's the thing, I'm not even saying do this specifically because I'm doing this on the master right now. Like I'm doing it on the master, like all together. So that's a little bit tricky. This is why we don't just throw Ozone 11 on the master, homie. All right, don't just throw a mastering chain just on every master. Do it with your instruments. Do the mix within the instruments. Yeah, you don't do them things, rude boy. Nah, fam. We don't allow it. Don't do them things, yeah. Nah. Basically, if you just do this for that one instrument, everything will still be punching through, except you wouldn't be getting that muddiness. But what mastering preset does is just yank it all out, even this area down here. So let's try to keep it in the mix before we take it to the master. All right. Next time you gotta for next week go back and take off Ozone 11, just rip it out, feed it to your dog, and then actually don't. Because dogs.
They're allergic to chocolate.
I was gonna say something like they like dry food, don't they? Don't dogs like dry and cats like wet food? Something like that.
I don't think that's how it works. I think they both like wet and dry food, but I think it depends on the dog, maybe. I
I,
mean, I guess it more so depends on the. I don't know.
I think dogs like wet if it's like meat. or something like, you know, if a bear died and it started eating that, like the juices of the flesh is fine, but cats like extra whatever. I don't know if anyone owns dogs or cats. Just
There's a
let
cat
us
and
know.
dog researcher in the chat.
All right, so there's that. There was that thing. What else? I think. Let's see. Are you running your drums through a bus, homie? Make sure you know. Make sure you do that. I think you'd have a good time with that. Let's take a look. We love that effect. But let's turn this off. I would also say, take a look at that. You have like, how do we make it so we only see the sides? Bloody hell. I remember it was somewhere here. I keep forgetting how to use this. Whatever. But I'll tell you what I will do. I'll use a regular Ableton EQ and just use that. Mid-side, sides. Look at this. If you look at the mid-sides, you can see there's like resonance right here. That's so sharp. If you just have that little bit tamed, that's a shelf, sorry. Let's turn this off. Like, what you're doing, if we exaggerate this, is like, this is what we're hearing. You know, you're probably hearing, look at that. So much more pleasant. But it might even have to be a little bit more. Look at that. So much easier to listen to. So what is that? Like 208 hertz? And I'm not saying just do it for all the areas. I'd say do it, like automate it, you know? You might want to do that. And this for the sides. I'm not reducing like everything, like mids and sides or stereo. I'm just doing the sides. So that, remember, resonances hurt a lot more when they're low mids and lows and everything else when they are in our stereo space, like widen. Then that shit hits harder. Then it just feels a lot more, you know? Like, it can feel a lot. It can feel like it's a lot. So tame those resonances, especially for the sides. All right. All right. But otherwise, hey, that was the track. So use buses for your drums. Use what you call it, like tame resonances on the lower mids to whatever's. And additionally, the bass line is banging. Yeah, yeah.
Snaps are underutilized.
I would add like a little bit of low mids to that bass, like so it's not just like sub and so it's like more maximized in volume a bit, not maximized, but like dong dong instead of having you know. But yeah, but that's just personal preference.
Thing
What's up?
I wanted to say was I misspoke really horribly earlier because I couldn't remember the term. I was saying to mono the lower frequencies of that bass when it's swelling up. I was talking about the bass mono button on the utility.
Oh,
what it was called.
Oh yeah, the guy uses FL, I believe.
Okay. Well, yeah, but
so
you don't have to use utility, but
there's mono. This yeah, mono the lows. Yeah.
Only the low lows. The low lows.
Let's take a look at the second drop real quick. I think this is the second drop. So you have that same issue here, isn't it? That resonance is so sharp. So if we were to I'm just gonna you see the difference? I mean, it's not bad. I'll just mix it because look, here's the thing. Whenever we use you know, like EQs like this and stuff, whenever we're looking at resonances, we want to match it. Like, let's say we only have that instrument, which is all we have now, except for that kick, right? In which case, I would mix the harmonics relative to the rest of the sound. Like, you have the noise. So let me just quickly get a stereo cut over here so we can get rid of the kick for a little bit. This is what we have, right? Now, if you have this area, if you do this, it sounds a lot more resonant. If you lower it, it sounds a lot more windy. It will sound a lot more windy. It sounds a lot more mono, to be honest. I think for this one, you would just want to like use a stereo. I'm not able to do it right just now, but you can see that when it does work, it's a lot more softer. And I guess for the other area, you can bring up the... I would probably just use a low shelf if I'm really lazy. Yeah. And then get that wind back. There we go. You know? Obviously, I've removed the kick and everything too, but... Now it just feels a lot nicer, wider. The wind, the fluty area comes back. And it doesn't feel... You're not distracted by this, you know? That was an accident. I wasn't trying to do a... But yeah. But yeah, hopefully that helps out. I think otherwise... I like that the kick is slightly different each time.
Yeah, that's not.
I would... Yeah. Additionally, for the second half, I would say that like a little bit of arrangement would be nice. If you want to make it engaging, you can use something like a little bit of a delay, but something that's really tinny, like in the back, somewhere far in the back. You could even have like a freaking like a tabla or something, like, you know, like over here. And you have like a DNB element as well on top of that, you know. So you could do a lot of cool stuff. Whatever, you can do, you know, something that makes you, yeah. So yeah, there's that. Anyways, let's take a look. What else do we have? Hopefully I wasn't boring. Somebody asked, how long is the queue? Well, I tell you what, we'll stay for another 10 minutes because we do have another skip. We have Devonta Johnson, yo. Let's take a look. Overall song.
Okay.
Johnson. Let's see. The guy's name I accidentally called out like 4 times already.
Let's get it back on the Razonic so we're not streaming the
Oopsie daisy. Oh yeah, no, we don't do anything. It just comes here. It just All right. Johnson, are you in the chat right now? I'm excited to hear your track. This looks lovely. Absolutely lovely. All right. And guys, if we're not playing your tracks tonight, then do come back next week. We will definitely be taking a look at them again. We'll be going through the tracks that we did not go through this week as well. So, you know, we're always there playing a little bit of a catch-up game. We're trying to figure out the logistics of that, and we will. And, you know, sorry about that. It's my second stream doing this. It's my second stream pretty much, so... I hope you can forgive me, and in the meantime, let's have a good time listening to Johnson. He's right here in this thing right now, so let's take a look. This is called Angel Food Cake Freestyle. And this might be the last one we take a look at tonight, I think. But we'll have some fun with it. We'll have some fun.
This
Yeah,
this I'm so excited.
hell yeah. Let's take a listen. If it crackles, please let me know. Okay, here we go.
I turned 33 this year and I lost my brother to a life of sin. When I didn't have no place to stay, his mother took me in. Now I wasn't no saint, but I held it down when we was caught in that jam. Collect phone calls for us to talk, they had to merge me in. The conversations that we had, y'all wouldn't understand. Before he died, I hope our father forgave him for his sins. His only begotten son lost both parents, who gon' raise his kids? I just had my daughter, can't imagine a life without me in it. You don't know pain till you see a mother cry cause a child died before the parents. She still wish that child was here looking in the eyes and it's apparent. I ain't seen my mother since Bernard died cause it feel different. I'ma show my face around her place and my brother miss. Shades up on my face, I can't see nothing through these Ray-Bans. Talking to his family, I still love them like they blood kin. Pray for us cause we need all the love our father can give. But no, Angelin Jr., I still wish that you was here. But since you not, I'ma keep you in my memory. Gave my life to Christ, now people treat me like they enemy. Hunted by old tendencies, my demons still remember me. I'm praying up to God my daughter don't grow up a mini me. I done came a long way from that little boy on J Block. Was living in Hidden Creek before they had the gates outside. I survived trials and tribulations through the grace of God. I'm proud to say I became reborn when I was baptized. Time for war is revelation. Pick your side or die with Satan. Prepare for Armageddon, these principalities that we face. Bible in my hand, I'm ready to die about it like Stephen. I ain't running from these demons if they ask me why I believe. In this me against the world, my heart colder than anemic. I had the stomach in my pride, that rebellious me done die. I ain't nothing like them ride, or any pagan that died. Building towers of Babel to overcome the wrath of Yah. There's one God, divine, Father, Son, and Ruach. Death row records, but I ain't going out like Tupac. Put my cross on my back and that's Yah to remember me. Like the thieves on the cross in Luke 23. I'm not perfect and I know I don't deserve it, but Yahshua resurrected. Now I'm walking in my purpose. I am, yeah, I said that I am a follower of the Lord, put a demon in the ER. If Legion was about that, what he talking peace for? My faith in Jesus Christ can move the pyramids of Jesus. Satan may be good, but he not deceiving me, boy. Ready to commit a bloody MURDER. Destroy body parts and ligaments. You prey upon the innocent. I see your ill intent. Your divinity ain't genuine. Drowning in my sins into Christ make the man whole. Then I read the story of Jonah, a well later man hoe. So I got baptized in that water, it was a tag cold. But I had to change my ways in order to become a saved soul. So I'm Christian until I go meet my maker. Bearing fruit like Cain, I had you clacking in the laker. I'm humble, call me Moses. I know I need a savior. The Holy Spirit comforts me cause God is my dictator. Say hello to my Christian kin. All we do is gather fish, but God said the souls within. Keep it faith to the plan. Everything's in God's hands. We know that we got to win the champion is simply Him. Riding out pastors, preaching with them cavities. I'm aware of false prophecy in churches full of casualties. I studied my Bible, you can't bribe me with the cavalry. Put the tongue out your mouth and hang you by your agony. Doctors say that man sick, get that man on IV. But let them demons try me and I'ma beat them like Ali. Muhammad, who they praying for? Islamists get the bacon. The lake of fire cooked a lot like assalamu alaikum. Breaks over, welcome to the takeover. This ain't something you dance to, this what you slid a snake over. I'm blind to my sight, so I walk by faith.
Sorry?
I've been trying to tell you the stream is crackling. It's been crackling.
Bruh. Chat,
You could
when?
not hear me for the life of me.
How long ago?
Like since the middle of the song.
Alright, well, I guess I'll play a little bit earlier. I'll restart Rosonic. We gotta fix that.
Yeah,
I'll-
we'll fix that.
We'll fix that. We'll fix that. Okay, we'll start from here.
I'm not
Guys, was it crackling in the stream as well?
I don't know. I just last time it was crackling for me and the stream, so it was crackling for me, so I'm just saying.
Alright.
perfect and I know I don't deserve it, but
Actually, that actually gives me the opportunity. I was supposed to listen to a line from him.
that rebellious me done die. I ain't nothing like them ride, or any pagan that died. Building towers of Babel to overcome the wrath of Yah. There's one God, divine, Father, Son, and Ruach. Death row records, but I ain't going out like Tupac. Put my cross on my back and that's Yah to remember me. Like the thieves on the cross in Luke 23. I'm not perfect and I know I don't deserve it, but Yahshua resurrected. Now I'm walking in my purpose. I am, yeah, I said that I am a follower of the Lord, put a demon in the ER. If Legion was about that, what he talking peace for? My faith in Jesus Christ can move the pyramids of Jesus. Satan may be good, but he not deceiving me, boy. Ready to commit a bloody MURDER. Destroy body parts and ligaments. You prey upon the innocent. I see your ill intent. Your divinity ain't genuine. drowning in my sins until Christ made the man whole. Then I read the story of Jonah, a well-laid man hole. So I got baptized in that water, it was a tag hole. But I had to change my ways in order to become a saved soul. So I'm Christian until I go meet my maker. Bearing fruit like Cain, I had you clacking in the laker. I'm humble, call me Moses. I know I need a savior. The Holy Spirit comforts me cause God is my dictator. Huh? Say hello to my Christian kin. All we do is gather fish, but God said the souls within. Keep it faith to the plan. Everything's in God's hands. We know that we got to win the champion. It's simply Him. Riding out pastors, preaching with them cavities. I'm aware of false prophecy in churches full of casualties. I studied my Bible, you can't bribe me with the cavalry. Cut the tongue out your mouth and hang you up by your agony. Doctors say that man sick, get that man on IV. But let them demons try me and I'ma beat them like Ali. Muhammad, who they praying for? Islamists get the bacon. The lake of fire cooked Allah. Assalamu alaikum. The wait's over, break's over. Welcome to the takeover. This ain't something you dance to. This what you slid a snake over. I'm blind to my sight, so I walk by faith. Cause no one was found worthy in His eyes. That's God's grace. And He be seeing everything that's going on. That's why I be going strong, going in, praying for the lame folk. I don't understand why Christians don't help out the lame for. Grateful young man, that's what God gave me a heart for. I work for minimum wage and slept on the hard floor. Cause I know how to make some, what I need to beg for. And I'ma preach this gospel until God says it's my time to go. In the middle of Babylon, pumping like Conoco. I done turned the book of Deuteronomy into dynamo. Cause I'm at war with principalities like Monaco. My New Testament clips feel like tusk on a dinosaur. One hit from this would either kill you or save your soul. But that's the risk I'm willing to take, cause God knows. Only God knows.
You want to go first, Ben?
Yeah, for sure.
I mostly got things to say about the beat, and I mean, I can't tell if he made the beat or if it's like if he just did the vocals. But if he did do the beat and he has access to the beat, I feel like the vocals are not really mixed into the track very well. I feel like they sit on top and just they don't really, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
other than that, I'm not a lyricist, so I'm gonna leave all that to Vichy. It seems more up this guy's
All
alley.
right. Well, let's take a look. It depends what like your audience is and where you're going for, right? So I would say that like in terms of personally, just listening to this, I think that in terms of writing, like I think that you're really creative with that. I love the way you write. I like the way that you associate different things and go into different things. You know, like just earlier on, you know, you made a transition into Christianity, you know, and then from Ali, you use that as a subject to go into Muhammad and then the Prophet and all that stuff. And but other than that, I was also listening to your rhyme schemes. And I was also listening to like, you know, just rhymes in general. And they weren't cliche or anything bad. I actually really enjoyed them. Trust me, I like listening to rap. One thing that I get really mad at normally, not mad at, but like, you know, I just don't enjoy it. And I just like, ugh, is when it's a little cliche, and this was not cliche. I really enjoyed this. It was really good storytelling too. I would just say that it might be a little overwhelming for me because there's 3 minutes 40 of like straight up bars after bars after bars, and personally I find it a little bit when I'm listening as a consumer, I have a little bit of trouble like remembering what was said. You know, I kind of just
Yeah.
go with the journey a little bit. It's a little bit, so it kind of feels a little bit more like a ranty or not rant, no, but like a vent almost in a positive light. So, you know, um, it's a little difficult to take in, like without, and you know, one thing you could do is have like a hook or a chorus in between these things. Dude, I don't know, what's the tempo on this thing? Like, what's the BPM?
I turned 33 this year and I lost my brother to a life of sin. When I didn't have no place, the conversations that we had, y'all wouldn't understand. Before he died, I hope our father forgave him for his sin.
I want to guess, but I'm not confident enough.
Bloody hell, my freaking click track isn't working.
I'm gonna open up Ableton on the stream.
I think it's about 100 beats per minute.
That was my guess. I should have said it.
For his sins, his only begotten son lost both parents. Who gon' raise his
One,
kids?
two,
I
three,
just had
four.
my daughter.
1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Like it's 87 beats per minute. Anyways,
Okay, so
yeah, yeah. So I would say like every like 32 bars even, you could have like it's actually double time that because he's rapping really fast, right? Oh, it's 91 beats per minute. I was just kind of roughly doing it by
bro.
ear. Yeah, yeah. But I would say like, if you want to go long format, you can go 16s or 32 even. And then like 8-bar chorus or something just to break it up in between. You have so many bars, dude, like so many. And that's incredible that you can write so long and so many like for so many things. I would say that if you're doing rap and you want to do this style where you're like rapping over yourself, like da 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 da, and a new voice comes in, and a new voice comes in, and a new voice comes in like that. Like what you're doing successfully at the end over here.
Time to go in the middle of Babylon, pumping like Conoco. I done turned the book of Deuteronomy into dynamo. Cause I'm at war with principalities like Monaco. My New Testament clips feel like Tusk on a dinosaur. One hit from this with either.
You say you're going, wow, like before you finished your bar, the other voice comes in. It works in a flow like this. I think it absolutely works in a flow like this. Like
My New Testament clips feel like Tusk on a dinosaur. One hit from this would either kill you or save your soul. But that's the waste I'm willing to take.
And that's cool. That works out really well. But I would be careful. I think that, I would use that tastefully. Over here it's fine. But when you have other places where you're like rapping, sometimes it feels like you're really trying to shove a voice in there. So whenever you're writing, I would take a look at the number of syllables. In fact, let me help you out with something. I think this might help you in terms of making your writing a little bit easier to do, and make your rhymes a little bit more fun to do as well, right? So let me go into Paint, and I will do this over here. All right, so when you're doing your writing, let's say for example we're writing something like let's say a word, subjugation, subjugating, screw it. All right, now let's say you have a word like that, using multiple syllables. If you go sub, that's a J by the way, gate ing, so you have 4 syllables here. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can write sub gay ting. Now you can have more lines over here, and you can come up with more rhymes. For example, such a gate hate ing. So you can do subjugating, such a hating,
Such a great thing.
such a great thing. Yeah, such a. I would do it like this.
Or what's a great
A great. Oh, I spelled great wrong. I'm such an idiot. Great thing. And then I would do it like that. Or like that. That way,
good.
yeah. It's like, hey, you can go down this route or this route. So you have like parallel over here now. So you can go this way or this way. And or you can even do let's say such or even if we do something like, let's say stomachs. I'm just pushing it at this point. It doesn't have to be perfect rhyme. Stomachs, stomach. You could do stomach, hate, whatever. You can basically match certain areas. Like this would go with that, this would go with that. And you can come up with your own little rhyme scheme. So, and this is not just with one word, but you can do things like prying, mind, bends, subjugating, my let's see, thoughts. Then you got prying mind bends, subjugating my thoughts. Da 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 da, such hating I've brought. You see, because I've practiced this little thing over here so much, I'm able to quickly find a rhyme for these two things, which would make sense with all of this. Such a hating I've brought, subjugating my thoughts, prying mind bends, trying my mends, prying mind bends, subjugating my thoughts, trying my mends, such a hating I've brought. So you can see, like, we can come up with so many more compound rhymes instead of just rhyming, you know, I'm not sure. I think you did it with dinosaur at the end. You were like,
Save your soul, but that's no clips feel like tusk on a dinosaur. One hit from this would either kill you or save your soul.
dinosaur, save your soul. You could do dinosaur. Okay, easy. Actually, let's do. It's not like that. It's actually like no soar, right? No soar. Try no more. Or instead of try, you could do cry no more. Dinosaur. And you know what? Sometimes it helps to
I'm so
freestyle a little
bored.
bit, and you can do kinda sore. You know, this pain just leaves me kinda sore. Dinosaur. I don't want to try no more. Or whatever. So you can come up with these things to help you kind of come up with better, more interactive rhymes. You know what I mean? I hope that this was a helpful bit of feedback. And if that's not enough for you, I would also say that in regards to, I'm assuming you just want to rap. I'm assuming that's just what you want me to talk about here. In terms of your arrangement, you have your song, which is lovely. You're doing a great job. Great job. Right now though, you have all of this to hear bars, and I'm saying, homie, good job. You're good and great with bars. But how about you do something like this, bars, and then break it down, give us a little bit, of a little jingle, and then another bit, and a little bit of jingle, and then to finish off your stuff. And what else can I give advice on? I guess, yeah, one last thing. I would really, really want you to do this. I really do, because I feel like this would be a big jump for you. When you're writing, like, and when you're like rapping, make sure that you're able to get all the words through. Like, I know you're doing one line, then you're writing one line like this, then you're writing another line like this, then you're writing another line like this, then you're writing another line like this, and writing another line. And when you write like this, what tends to happen is that, this thing here, to say the rest of this, it has to be on top of this area here. And it's just a bit like, to say the rest of this, you're gonna have to squeeze that really over here. And look at the syllables that you're writing. Look at your syllables. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 syllables. Look at your syllables. I'm not gonna write that. I'm not writing something serious now. Who are you? Who are you killing though? Look at your syllables. Who are you killing though? Like, that makes it so much easier to put it into, I'm not saying use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm saying if you have like a similar number of syllables, it can feel a lot more structured. And if you don't have a similar number of syllables, and you do something like look at your syllables, look at your syllables, book it, don't fill your, I don't know, bro. But the point is, whenever you're writing, like, try to make sure that when you're recording, you're not constantly having to stop and re-record, stop and re-record, stop and re-record. You don't have to keep doing that. Comping, the way that we want to do comping is basically record our line all the way through in one take, all right? After that, record your other line that goes like this. And then after that, record another bit like so. And then what you're doing is that you're getting options that, oh, this area is all great, but then it helps me transition going into this part. I can start from this bit here. You know, like you've kind of like ramped up and then you continue recording and then you stop over here and then you know what I mean? You don't want to record like this and then write this and then like this and then like this, just trying to fill those bars in. All right. Try to have a flow that goes smoothly. All right. Not everywhere. Like I said, the last bit was successful. But anyways, that is the that's my advice on how to do recording and stuff. I hope that's been helpful. Let me know
Very
if there's
helpful.
anything that I'm missing out on. And yeah.
Nah, I think you killed it. You gave so many examples. That was crazy. We talked for more than twice as long as much
I love
longer than
vocals.
we
I love looking at
discussed.
songwriting.
I know. I'm so glad you got this one to look at because that was a lot of great stuff right there.
Hell
I
yeah.
even knew a lot of things.
So, Johnson, what I want you to do is I want you to take these things into consideration, come back next week, and show me something else that you've written, okay? Alternatively, try re-recording this one. I'm not saying dump this track. This is a great track. Keep it. It's a great catalog. In fact, you know what? I would say that you could probably break this song up into like 2-3 different ones if you just like put a little bit of a, chorus or something in the middle. Like, remember how I was saying that, oh, if you just like squeeze a little something in there like this, where the hell did it go?
We do want to start wrapping up here soon.
Yeah,
Mister.
okay, fine. Yeah, do come back next week, and I'm really looking forward to hearing, what you've got going on. But in the meantime, guys, that is
Want to go
gonna
back
be...
to the full cam?
Yes,
So okay.
ma'am. All right, so that's pretty much it. Guys, remember to join our Discord, where we make the announcements for these streams every single week. And,
Lots of other things go on in there too.
sorry?
Lots of other things go on in there too.
Yeah, we do collaborators. Do collaborate with people. We do this every Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. UK time. And thank you so much for the people that skipped and the queue to like and contributed. That helps so much. Seriously. It really does mean a lot. And if we do ever get like, extra tracks or whatever, and we haven't, queue skips are a guarantee that we will do them even if we go a little bit over time, But in the meantime, that is pretty much it. Do come back next week. If we did not go over your track this week, we will be doing it next week. And it will probably be the first few. So we'll come around to it. All right. Let's see. Do mine is so short. I don't even know. There's like so many here. I'd have to look
There's
through.
so many. Just in the stream, we got countless.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll go through them. We do like this one thing where we don't play the same person twice in a row. So we are gonna skip a few. We're gonna, come around to them. It'll be all okay. Remember to join the Discord and thank you so much for coming, killers. And yeah, I guess
We'll see you next week.
yeah. See you guys next week. Arigato
Bye-bye.
gozaimasu.